Great. Okay, hi, I'm Chantel. Today I'll offer a gentle practice where we're going to stay laying down the entire time. It might be a nice practice to add on to the end of your day, helping to open up the hips and the lower back. Or also add on this little practice after the end of doing some more active standing postures, maybe more vigorous sequence, and use this as a way to help coax you slowly into Shavasana, your final relaxation. We'll focus on long, slow breathing, Dirga Pranayama. Again, staying down on the floor so there's less decisions to make, less deliberation, more just a chance to really feel those waves of breath moving through your body and helping you to open and expand all around through the hips. All right, enjoy. Okay, so here we are starting down, laying down on your back. You can take your feet open a little bit wider and then let your knees lean and touch together so that way the legs feel supported and you might feel a really nice broadening across your lower back and the back of your hips. Then begin with your hands, both of your hands resting down low onto your belly. Elbows can relax wide, shoulders on the back body, and eyes can close. Beginning here to feel the breath expanding underneath your hands. The belly rises as you inhale. And a gentle relaxing down on the breath out. A bit of even the navel, drawing gently in and up towards the spine. So feeling this lower body as we focus this practice today on the hips and the lower back. And then if we have started down here in the lower belly, then watch the breath rise up now. Next, take your hands and slide them up so they come to the side edges of your ribs. You might move your elbows out a little bit wider, keeping the heel of your hands connected to the side edge of your ribs, your fingers matching into the ribs. And now here, breathing in, feel those ribs expand like big wings out by your sides for inhaling. The ribs gently folding back together on the exhale, like the body is embracing itself again. Using the sense of touch in your hands, and also the way you can feel your ribs opening up into the floor behind you to focus on just these few simple areas where your body moves as you breathe. The muscles around your eyes relax, so that way there are no answers on the back of your eyelids. It's more sending your attention into what you feel. And then the third part here, bring your hands so that they're pressed up onto your chest. Oh, maybe the fingertips rest on top of the collarbones. Now this might be a little bit more subtle than the more exaggerated movements through your belly and your ribs. But same here, inhaling, feel that little extra lift underneath the top corners of your lungs. This is an area that sometimes gets tight when we're spending a lot of time leaning forward. So it's helpful to focus here while you're laying down on your back, since the shoulders can relax onto the floor. You might feel more space across your chest. Now let's connect these three parts together into full Dirga Pranayama, or that full yogic breath. So one of your hands can slide into the center of your chest, the other hand down low onto your belly, and then starting to feel those three areas expand as you inhale, almost like a wave of breath is coming in. Belly, ribs, and chest gently lifting. Collarbones, ribs, belly relaxing back down to the center. A wave of breath comes in, gently expanding, and that wave of breath recedes out and away, getting a little quieter. Again, relaxing the muscles around your eyes. So attention can travel into what you feel underneath your hands. How does your torso move and change as you breathe? Almost like that breath is massaging the organs in your belly, even the heart itself. And then from here, lift and open your arms up a little taller, either up all the way over your head, or you can take them out wide like a cactus shape, a little bit broader. Continue with a few more of those conscious breaths. Dirga Pranayama, inhaling and exhaling, long and thorough and complete. And even though you don't have your hands laying on your torso anymore, see if you might still notice that it's easier for your attention to travel into your body, feeling all of the subtle details of each breath. So in that way, when we observe the breath, when we gently control the breath, it's a form of concentration and meditation. Okay, and then from here, we'll extend out the legs, nice and long. Maybe circle through your ankles around a little bit. Reach your arms up tall over your head, so a nice big lift and stretch. And then using your hands, start to draw your right leg in close to your belly. You can interlace your hands here on the front of your right knee, your right shin. Take a few breaths here right in the middle, actively bending through your elbows, using a bit of strength in your hands, but we keep the shoulders relaxed and settled a little bit down. Now here you can use the folding in of your leg to actually help you lengthen out that exhale half of your breath. And then try a little bit of movement, a few inches over to one side and a few inches over to the other. So letting the leg move around inside your hip. And then use your left hand on your right knee, and we'll open it out for a twist, Supta Matsyendrasana. So gently using your hand to guide the knee over to the side. It doesn't have to all the way touch the floor. Your right arm can extend out wide and broad, so you might feel quite a big opening across your chest and through your arm. Your palm can face down from here. Sometimes that's a nice way to feel settled in and grounded. Your right shoulder blade connecting into the ground. If it feels better, you can keep your arm palm facing up. And then here, that same slow, long breath that we started the class in, notice how you feel it now that you're in a different shape of the body. Maybe you can exaggerate the inhale through the right side of your ribs that are lifting up off the floor, and feel the natural weight of your body, your right shoulder, your right knee, releasing into two opposite directions, helping you to deepen the exhale part of your breath, that twist. A few more moments here. Remind your right hip to reach a little bit forward so this right side of your body stays long. And then as you slide over onto your back, cross the right ankle over your left leg. Start to bring your left leg in close. Take your right hand and thread it on the inside edge, and then left hand wraps around. So you can find your way interlace on the back of your thigh. Also, you can all the way interlace on the back of on the front of your shin there if it's not too much. This right foot can stay flexed and active, and that little bony part of your ankle can come over off of your thigh. That way you're not just stretching the side of your ankle, but you can send the focus right over here to the side edge of the hip and the thigh. And then same from before. As you hug your arms in close, we remind the shoulders to relax down so the collarbones stay broad. A little bit here, leaning side to side. And you might be surprised how when you go a little bit over to the left, all of a sudden there's a little bit more sensation in the side of the hip. So the gentle massaging back and forth is a way to help soften through the muscles that wrap from your back, around your hips, into your legs. And then find a sweet spot again. Maybe that's a little bit over to the left. Tilt your pelvis a bit so the back of your hips press down and forward. Instead of feeling like a roly-poly bug, it's like the natural curve in your lower back is returning. And then although there's that big active sensation happening around in the thigh and in the hip, feel that slow, long, again, Dirga Pranayama, slow yogic breathing. Belly, ribs, and chest expand like a wave. Exhaling out, just gentle. And as you observe the posture through the lens of those slow, long breaths, maybe you notice subtle changes. layers of tension slowly softening. All right, then let's release from here. So next, it'll almost be like you're in half of happy baby pose. So letting go of your hand, the left foot steps onto the floor. Reach your right arm so it threads on the inside edge of your leg to hold on to your shin. That's a good place to start, helping your knee down towards the floor. You can also reach your hand all the way up and around if it fits, holding onto the outside edge of your foot, that pinky toe side. So that way I'll be able to step the foot up a little bit into the hand, resist back with the hand a little bit. So half of happy baby pose. That might be plenty. Hand on the shin, on the foot. Next step, you can also start to lengthen your left leg long and forward, trying to keep the back of that left thigh and hip towards the floor. Now it looks like you're almost in a very deep, active, long lunge. You can extend your left arm up high overhead, reaching your tailbone a little bit so it's like it's pointing directly down towards the very center of the mat, not so much that bottom right corner. And then once again, we've created the shape. And now let's offer those slow breaths again. It'll help to calm the nervous system. And especially helpful when we're holding one pose for a long time. Sometimes the mind gets distracted from that perceived stillness. But then actually, if we can focus then on the slow, long breathing again, there's a wave of movement happening underneath the surface, so it can be helpful for kind of curious, anxious minds. All right, now that's quite a big active one. We'll release now into a gentle hip opener. Release your foot so it looks like you're in tree pose laying on your back. The right foot finds its way somewhere along the inside seam of your left leg. Your knee is now able to just relax open. And then let's take both arms tall over your head. Leaning back through your shoulders, the back of your head even, allowing the right inner thigh to open only as far as it's ready. And then taking a few breaths here. Since we have so much of the floor underneath you, notice if you feel a lot more wide and open and spacious, say, than if you were doing the tree pose, standing up, balancing. A lot more effort required. Over a few breaths, do you notice a change? The right inner thigh able to expand, broaden, feel softer. And then slowly here to release, right leg extending out long and forward. Now here's a spot I always find interesting, like maybe the leg feels a couple of inches longer, or one feel hollow, spacious, one feel a little bit dense. And now we can switch and finish off that sequence on the other side. We'll bring the left leg in close. Hands interlace on your shin. Okay. Again, on the back of your thigh too, if your knee's feeling sensitive. Okay. A little bit of action using your arms to bend, using your thigh to press in towards your belly. That'll help you out on your exhale half of the breath. This is a great pose for the digestive system, so you're also massaging through the organs in your belly. Let the leg move a little bit from side to side. Moving the thigh inside the hip. And then from here we can twist to the side. It's your left leg, so we use the right hand. Taking the knee over and across. Left arm can extend out wide. Palm facing up might be a nice way to feel like, just settling into the floor. Or palm facing down sometimes creates a little bit more of an active stretch. So nice to know the different variations and options that you can choose. Great. Here you can focus the breathing on the left side of the ribs, the ones that are lifting up off the floor. And feel the weight of your body helping to deepen your exhale, that little rotation and turn. If it feels safe through the neck, you can also turn your head towards your extended arm. Last few moments reminding your left hip here on the top to reach a little bit forward. You can even use your right hand to kind of press just gently the front of your left thigh, the front of your hip forward, so the side of the body long. That helps for twisting, whether it's active ones or more gentle stretches like this. And then traveling onto your back, crossing your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Again, that bony part of your ankle can pass over the leg. That way as you reach, so we thread this hand inside the center. That's why it's sometimes called eye of the needle pose, or also reclined pigeon. Hands interlace on the back of your thigh, maybe all the way up onto the shin. And then a little bit coaxing the hip open side to side. That way the movement is kind of like a curious exploration about how the hips feel. Leaning a little bit over to the right might be one of those interesting spots. Your left elbow here can press slightly forward while your hands hug your right leg in close. Not so much a roly-poly bug, but pressing the back of your sit bones down and forward. So you're starting to bring the natural curves of your spine back again. And then once more, all that's happening in the hips. There's a lot already for your attention, but let's make that conscious choice to slow down back to the Dirga Pranayama. Belly, ribs press into the floor, collarbones expand. And then that exhale, long and thorough, to that moment when you're quiet and empty. Next, we open the inside edge of the thigh, releasing your right foot to the floor to start. Like half of happy baby pose. Left arm reaches up. You can hold on to your left shin. Help the knee to reach down towards the floor. If you can fit, your hand can reach around to hold on to the outside edge of the foot. That way you'll be able to step up a little bit on your hand. Hug back a little bit with your arm, relaxing your shoulder towards the floor. That way it almost feels like you're in a lunge, standing strong. From here, right leg can extend out forward if it doesn't feel like too much from there. The back of your right thigh and hip reaching down towards the floor. Right arm can extend up high and open. Feeling the floor underneath your shoulders and underneath the back of the head. Underneath the back of the right hip and the right thigh. And then from this active one, like tree pose, laying down, letting the foot find its way somewhere along that would be the trunk, the right leg. Knee relaxes open, both arms can extend up high and tall. Maybe even tuck your shoulders under a little bit, so that way the yoga mat itself is there to help hold you. Maybe at first the leg opens, and then it's over time that we can observe that subtle change. More space on the inside of the thigh. More attention that can travel to your breathing again. So calming the nervous system, all those subtle internal systems, as well as helping to open up the bigger muscle groups in the body. The legs, the hips, the lower back. And then as you extend your left leg out long and forward, take those few sweet moments right at the end to feel how the body realigns. Again, maybe one leg feeling more spacious, more expansive. From here, reach your hands around the legs, and as you hug in close, let's circle around a few times through the lower back. So it's kind of like a big tangled highway of muscles, it can feel like sometimes, from your lower back around your hips, the side of your thighs. Notice how we've created a lot of space in many different directions. Physical changes maybe as you feel those areas more integrated. Changing direction if you haven't already. And then hug the legs in as if you were in child's pose on your back, so you can keep the knees together. Or even a nice one is to let your knees open, keeping the toes relaxing towards each other. Almost like you're in child's pose on your back. And it's also nice to finish with a little bit of symmetry here after we did all those postures, one leg moving at a time. All right, then from here, let's finish briefly in Shavasana. Extend out and open wide through your legs. Take your palms facing up by your side. You can tuck your shoulder blades a little bit deeper underneath your back. And then let's bring back that same slow, long breath, but this time we'll add in even more of a visualization. So as you lay down here, letting your body settle in, so all those places where you touch the ground feel a little bit heavier, say like the back of your heels, your hips, almost like you were laying in soft sand, shoulders, elbows, even the back of your head. Releasing into any fatigue that might have accumulated, maybe throughout the week or throughout your day. Releasing into that, again, imaginary soft sand for your body. And then imagine your breath is actually a wave that comes in all the way through the toes and the soles of your feet. Inhaling, it'll travel through your legs that we open through the postures, find its way up through your hips, your belly, your chest, even clearing the mind. And then the exhale can release all the way back out again through the legs and through the feet. The wave comes in, feeling and expanding it, moving through you, through all the places that you open through the postures. And the slow, long breath recedes out and away, taking with it any residual tension that might be lingering around. And then on the next one, let the exhale be a sigh out through your mouth, so it's a sign that you're releasing control of the breath. And then instead of trying to control the breath now, you can keep up that visualization, but watch how the body will take care of that natural breathing rhythm for you. So more of your attention can travel into just watching and observing. Waves of breath and also waves of relaxation, moving through your body through all the spaces that you've created in your practice. And then feel free to stay here and enjoy for the next few minutes if you choose. Right. When you do feel ready to wake up and expand, let the breath move slowly again. And it's almost like that breath can help to wake you up from the inside out.